Hello and welcome back. Now, as all of you already know, the new insurance system has been released and it should have fixed a lot of the problems the old system had. Well, actually, that wasn't the case. It produced a lot more serious problems. And yeah, when I mean serious, the problems are mainly on the market. And well, there's also a open letter that was sent to the developers, and currently we are all waiting for their response. Basically, the idea is to go and protest at Yita. Something similar happened in EVE Online back in 2011. So let me just quickly show you the insurance system, or how it looks in my case. So this is a Cinnabal that I'm currently flying. Its value is around 3.18 billion ISK, or yeah, that's actually the value. And let's see the calculation rules: insurance points, deposit insurance points, compensation cost calculation, the active ship's estimated comparison. Oh, okay, compensation, my apologies. So you actually have to buy these insurance points, and you can buy them with Plex. Now, the main question here is, where are you getting this ship and modules from? Do you get this from the market, or are you getting the ship from I don't know, from nowhere? And to my knowledge, I've heard, not quite sure if this is correct information, so please correct me if I'm wrong, that you get the ship out of nowhere. So that's what I've heard. Might not be correct information, so please do correct me. If that's the case, then that will cause a lot of problems, and it already did cause a lot of problems with the market. Now, 3.18 billion ISK for my Cinnabal, and I need 6,797 points to get a 70% reduction in the cost. Well, later on I'll actually do the calculation how much this will cost to actually, buy back this way, because I think it might be a little bit more expensive than it actually looks. And personally, I don't like the idea that I have to buy 971 Plex to get this ship on a 70% price reduction. Now, the question here is, if I were to do this, and if I were to insure the ship, would I get the ship back immediately, or would I be forced to buy it at a reduced price? Because Plex isn't that cheap, and this would be almost a billion for 1,000 Plex, and I have around 2.5, almost 2.5 billion ISK. So if I were to, buy 1,000 Plex, and if I were later on be forced to actually buy the ship back for 2.23 billion ISK, then I wouldn't have enough ISK to actually buy the ship back if I were to lose it, if I am actually understanding this correctly. So yeah, not quite a fan of this system, because this way the developers actually can control the market, and that kind of kills the purpose of EVE and the open market and the player-driven market. So yeah, I have a big problem with that, and now I actually realize what all the story was about that I've read. So let's see here. Oh my god, that's a expensive Cinnabal. So I need 6,797 of these insurance points to get this ship back if I lose it. Oh man, let's go on to the open letters. These are very interesting. So greetings NetEase. I represent several large alliance blocks as well as everyday players who have valid concerns about the recent insurance implementations into EVE Echoes. We feel the changes hurt the community as a whole and will lead to a mass exodus of players. Absolutely true. We are reaching out to you to inform you of the coming protest scheduled at Yita for this weekend, similar to one the pilots found in EVE Online's, yeah, that was in 2011, that was actually a long time ago, 10 years ago. We do this so that you have the opportunity to bolster your servers, as typically done by NetEase for big fights, as to not inconvenience non-testers, as well as to have a opportunity to form a public statement to the community and the opportunity to emergency patch the game to remove the new insurance and until a solution can be found. In addition to NetEase, we are reaching out in concurrence to the following organizations. Okay, they are not joking around. That's what I call EVE player unity. We have one simple goal: the removal of the new insurance program entirely until a system can be implemented in a way that does not cause long-term damage to the health and well-being of the game. Our suggestion is to implement EVE Online solution that has successfully worked for 10 plus years. That's a good idea, and well, it is definitely better than the current one that we have. I would actually support that without no problem. And all of our concerns, yep, and minus 13% fall distortion. Oh my god, I wasn't aware that it was this bad. It was identified that the new insurance program will replace 80% of ship module rigs from thin air. Okay, well that answers my previous question. With or no input by the player base. You know, that's a big issue because this is supposedly a player-driven game, right? And of course, the rest is, yep, the rest is something that I can actually agree to. So, yeah, open letter. I think it is well written. It should be there, and if they decide to listen to the players, I think the game would be a better place. Because I don't want to spend that much plex and that much, you know, money on destroyed ships. And now I actually see how serious this issue actually is. So yeah, a blatant money grab. That's what I initially thought when I heard this. Basically, you get your ship back if you throw money at them, or if you are someone super rich, you can just buy it with ISK. Yeah, that's something that should not be around. And hopefully, the protest. I'm definitely going to be there at ETA when that happens, because why not? Would be I think a kind of a historic moment for the game. So yeah. In addition, it also seems it been identified that NetEase is skimming and destroying roughly 1/3 of Plex, a form of paid currency, okay, from the economy through the new insurance program. That NetEase is obstructing from the fact through the overly complicated insurance program. Oh my god, yep. Can see that one happening. 1/3 of Plex. That's, you know, that's not a minor number. That's actually a big number if you look at all the Plex prices and how the Plex also keeps rising each update. Again, feel free to tell me anything about the comments if I say anything wrong, because I want to get this right. So if I make a mistake, please correct me in the comments. I will be appreciating that a lot. Well, and of course this is the first letter. There is the second letter on screen. Why it matters. The new insurance program implemented is at least 4 times as damaging as the previous SRP program and will have far-reaching consequences for the game. If it is a sandbox MMORPG with a free market economy that relies upon the player to generate ships through manufacturing, miners mining the materials to make said ships, and modules rigs through specific forms of PvE content to equip said ships. Yeah, that's correct. The new insurance program removes the majority of free market aspects of the game and moves it into a centralized economy controlled by the developer, NetEase. Yep, that's something that I actually had in mind that will happen. With the newly implemented insurance system, the need for manufacturers, miners, and PvE players is decreased, and their efforts are devalued by at least 70% through the decrease in demand for these items. In the 1 week the new system has been implemented, we have already seen most ships, modules, rigs crash in price by minus 30%. Okay. By crash, I think they mean the price was reduced. I think, might be wrong. This will force these players to look towards storyline missions, a type of PvE. Yep, that's true, that's what I'm doing. And create less divergent and fun gameplay options, which are so critically required in a sandbox MMORPG to thrive. In addition, these changes hurt PvP players with the decrease in mining, in miners mining, shipbuilders moving goods through dangerous territory to sell, and PvE raiders that are vulnerable to ganking. There is less content to them to pursue. Already players are talking about a mass exodus as they feel devalued and deceived by NetEase, implementing a system meant to help the players that does the complete opposite. Oh man, well, this seems to be serious this time around. And you know, being a long-term EVE player, I can definitely tell you that, yeah, I can see them leaving the game if they got pissed. And this can potentially be very fatal for the game if they, you know, end up not changing. Now, in conclusion, okay, and yeah, of course, we all want the game to succeed. I mean, look at me, for example. I have fun at a game if other people have fun at the same game. And I personally, you know, I am a team player. I like to play with a team, especially, you know, playing EVE with a team. I mean, EVE is all about that, all about teams, right? And all about the player-to-player relationships. So this is one of those moments where players should unite, and I think if we do that, we can change the game for, I guess, for a better future for all of us. Doesn't matter if, you know, we are red or if we are neutrals, allies, doesn't matter. In cases like this, I think we should do something about it. And well, if you ask me, on weekend I'll be at YITA to, you know, to see what will happen. Now, these messages have been relayed to the developers in the Discord, to my knowledge. And as of my time recording this, we are waiting for the response. So far, I haven't seen any response. I think they're busy with holidays at the moment. Might be wrong, but I think they're busy with that. So I'm definitely going to wait for their response. They should respond to this. It is actually pretty, you know, a serious issue that should be addressed and should be fixed, because, you know, we all want the game to thrive and we all want to have fun at the game. In the end, that's the point of games, to have fun. EVE has, I think, a special place for all of us. Seeing the game being treated like this is something that we should not allow, especially for players who've been with EVE Online for 10 plus years. Well, that was this letter that was sent to the developers and the current issue with the insurance. Honestly, at first I didn't even look too much at the insurance because I didn't need it. I mean, I mostly don't need insurance. I rarely blow any ships up. But now, after actually, you know, taking some time looking into it and inspecting it, you know, a little bit more, things became a little bit more serious than the usual problems that we had. I think this might very well be one of the most serious problems that we did experience. The previous gate bug, it was serious, but it wasn't, you know, total game breaking because it was patched in a very short time frame. Now this, well, I kind of stopped counting how many days passed since the update. I think it's been more than a week, and yeah, it does not look that good. Of course, I'll be positive, and I think we, the player, we can change the course of how this goes. So again, I am welcoming everyone to join me in YITA for the weekend. And well, I think together we can make YITA burn. Well, YITA is already kind of burning without too many players in it because the prices became, you know, bad. but we can stress the server out enough to catch the attention to the developers, and well, it will be interesting to see what will happen in the next weekend. Well then, again, thank you for listening. Stay safe, fly safe, and well, I'll catch you when we are at Yita.